Welcome back to another neurodivergent story. This one is Stop saying these things to people with ADHD. You're doing more harm than you think. Written by Michael Woodruff. Available at medium.com/@affectachange. Everyone has advice. Everyone has opinions. Everyone looks at things through their lens of experience. Often, good intentions can be catastrophic. When it comes to dealing with someone with ADHD, some useful phrases and tips are both far from useful and can cause the symptoms to worsen. Not everyone with ADHD responds the same way, so this is a basic umbrella article of things to avoid. Don't take it personally. Seems like good advice, right? For the most part, it is. However, some people with ADHD have other underlying conditions where a phrase like this sounds like, "You're always taking things the wrong way. What's the matter with you?" It's easily misconstrued, and then the person feels like they've done something wrong. Instead, try saying something like, "They weren't making it about you." Yes, it still stings, but the focus shifts, and the person with ADHD has a better chance of analyzing the situation later. Everyone has a little ADHD. This minimizes the condition and tells the person that their issues are not worth anyone's time. Yes, everyone gets a little forgetful or a little temperamental, but that's far from the same thing. ADHD isn't a passing thing like giving a child cotton candy and Red Bull. It's a condition from birth and not something to be taken lightly. When you minimalize ADHD, you minimalize the person struggling with it. Just try harder. For someone struggling with ADHD, that phrase is infuriating. I've been told that more than once in my life. To me, I'm trying as hard as I can, but it feels like I'm Sisyphus. No matter how hard I try, it's never enough. I've often turned to the person saying it and said, "If it's so easy, you do it." Usually they do end up doing it, and I'm left feeling worse than before. Other times they don't want, or can't accomplish the task. Either way, when someone tells me to just try harder, I want to tell them to, well, you know. All ADHD is the same. I don't know where that idea comes from, but it's far from the truth. Often there are other issues, comorbidities, that can conflate the symptoms of ADHD. The manifestations of those symptoms vary from person to person. The internal trauma of someone with ADHD is like a cross between a raging magma in a volcano and the underwater tide pool of a tsunami. While there are similarities, they are not the same. You're smart. You can't have ADHD. Intelligence and ADHD are not related. The idea that people with ADHD are less intelligent is both insulting and mean. Not to mention that, once again, it minimizes the problem. Think before you speak. This pretty much applies to everyone, though with people with ADHD can get caught in a recording loop of thinking, rethinking, analyzing, postulating, thinking about it again, and where'd everybody go? It's easy for someone with ADHD to get hyper-focused on things, including what you say to them. Our minds don't work the same as yours, and compounding that with other issues could send them into a spiral. That's not to say that you should walk on eggshells around them. Just be a bit more understanding when they don't react the way you think they should. There's a lot more to learn about ADHD, and my own journey has just begun. Here's a article by Keith Lowe that goes a little more in depth. Go to medium.com, find this article, find that link. And don't forget to expand your mind, alter your mindset, and improve your mental health.